Hey guys, I just went on a really nice walk and I'm feeling better, not on as many pain meds, and my face is not as swollen. It was really nice. I was alone in the dark, and usually I try to work really hard, walk outside and listen to an audiobook or do something that's business related. But I actually just went without anything and it felt so wonderful. So this is something that you can do for yourself, for self-care. Something stuck in my teeth, so you can go out and, hey there, you can go out and just go on a walk, which I just did because after my tooth has been taken out yesterday, did I show you the scary tooth? I have a hole right now in here. So I was feeling like shit, and usually I do ballet, and then after ballet I do my life, but I was just not feeling up to it. So I went on a walk and it was wonderful. And I do recommend it to you. Just go out, away from all the screens, computer, phone, turn everything off. It's like self-care 101, the cheapest shit you can do. Just walk out and wonder, remember when you were a kid. So actually my inner child taught me this. My girl, the one who lives in me, she would like to wonder, have any of you done this? I tried once to walk around the lake and I knew it was absolutely ridiculous because I couldn't walk around the lake, but I just kept walking and I was so determined to go walk around the lake. I got in a lot of trouble. My father yelled at me. It was awful and I don't remember how I was punished, but it was so exciting. It was I'm gonna walk around the lake, and of course you can't. I was 11 or something like that, and I'm no, I'm gonna go walk around the lake. So I just did this walk around the neighborhood right now and it was awesome. If you want to see a little story, follow me on Instagram. I just posted a story in there. It looked like Narnia. There's this lantern and a tree and it was beautiful. So I don't know where you live. If you can do something like that, go outside where there's no people. You don't have to socialize. There's a lot of bullshit around it. Oh, hey, yeah, you got here on time. Yeah, totally. This is the Q&A time. So if you want to ask a question, just put it in the question box, not in the comments, but type it in the question box and I'll pull up the question and I'll answer it. But I was just telling everybody how I went on a walk with no agenda whatsoever. I just timed myself for an hour and it is so good to just go out alone. If you can go hiking, go alone. You're not alone, actually. You're going out with the kid inside of you who likes to wander and explore. We don't do that anymore. It's always useful. You have to go on a hike, it's useful. So you're going out with friends or you plan it ahead of time. We're going to go on this hike and you take your snacks with you and, you buy this special hiking shoes or you get dressed in this hiking gear. It's so much bullshit. Remember when you were 5 or 6 or 7, it was just I'm gonna go because I'm gonna be, I don't know, the next queen of the forest, or I'm gonna be an astronaut. There's no planning, no thinking, and there was such freedom in that. So that's what I just did. So I'm really happy, even though this is still on pain because I still have a hole in here where this has been taken out on Monday. Want to see the scary tooth? I actually, I made a post. I'm guys, is there a tooth fairy for adults? Do I get a lot of money for this? And I have a friend of mine who's going to buy it from me, or she's going to send me money. She's going to make it into a piece of jewelry. So I'll hang it on me, the real tooth. But anyway, this is I got the first question. So you guys go ahead and post. I mean, humans, do humans count as animals? They're no animals. This is just, I live kind of does any one of you live close to the woods or any kind of a wild area where you can go? I'm not really. I'm in the city in Seattle. We have Berkey Gilman Trail, which is a trail that goes around the lake. And I really love going and walking around the water. One of the things that you can do for your self-care also is just go into the wild, hey, and just do nothing, no agenda, no nothing. Again, alone. And I don't know, can somebody relate to me? It's I love people. I really, truly love people. But I feel the most recharged when I'm without people. If I go out alone, people always tell me well, don't you go out with your boyfriend? Don't you spend time together? And I'm we're so happy being alone. I mean, we're not lonely. He is alone doing his thing. I'm alone doing my thing. And it was the most wonderful relationship I was ever in, because he doesn't tell me what to do. I don't tell him what to do. Yeah, people coast energy. Exactly. And so anybody here listens to Bjork? Bjork is one of my favorite artists. She has this song. She's like, you're not alone. What are you talking about? There are trees and mountains. And yeah, nice to see you again as well. I'm here every night, Carla, 9 to 10. Great. Yeah, so... But what I mean, though, is like it's really age-old wanderlust. You know, this is how we used to be. We used to be hunters-gatherers. Like it was part of our daily life. Going out and wandering and searching for things. We're not meant to have calendars. We're not meant to have routines. We're not meant to schedule meetings. We're not meant to be on time. Like this is not how our brain works. We surrounded ourselves with technology and it fucks us up a lot. So we don't get this free time of just roaming and I don't know. You go and you're like, oh, look at that bird, or you know, like when you were a kid. So so there aren't many animals I see on the hikes. It's mostly, you know, humans, but some humans are animals, right? In that regard, if you can, I would really, really tell you go out alone. Like go alone. You know why? Because you have to learn what your child inside of you loves. How many of you here remember? I've forgotten. Anybody else? Like, I have really forgotten what I liked as a kid, because most of the shit that happened to me was pretty brutal shit, okay, when I was a kid. And I would try to remember like these crumbs of happy moments. Like, well, what was there happy? You know, and yeah, right, me too. So it's like, but wait a second, but there should have been good moments. Like, I want to remember the good stuff. Why am I like, you know, at least I'm not remembering the bad stuff, but I also don't remember the good stuff. It's like, well, that's fucked up, right? So, oh, okay. Oh, hey, from Massachusetts. Yes. Oh, I love it. I want to come visit. Climbing trees. Yes. I would always like have scuffed knees. You know, I'd always love to run around with boys because most of the girls back in Soviet Union, anybody else has seen it, like they would have like this perfect hair with braids and like, you know, bows in them, when we always wore a uniform to school. And I was like this, I did not fit into any scenario. I had like my hair cut in a bob. My mom was a fashion designer, so she would make me these dresses that all the other girls couldn't have because, you know, frankly, in the Soviet stores, like there wasn't much, hey, hello there. There wasn't much to buy, so I was always like the weird kind of an outcast because the girls hated me. Yeah, tomboy. Yeah, I like to go climb trees. We climbed the roofs. We jumped from the roofs, from the garages. It was just like, oh my God. So the thing is, what I really want to encourage you to do is, can you get back in touch with that kid inside of you? Like that kid is lonely, okay? That kid really, really, really wants you to take you on an adventure. And it doesn't have to be expensive. Like seriously, you don't have to make any big money to do it. You don't have to go travel. Like that's also a lot of bullshit because traveling actually takes a lot of energy and a lot of money and you're mostly tired from traveling, you know? But no, exactly. So you take your inner child with you. Like what I would do, no, I'm not from Canada. I'm from Russia originally. So what I did, guys, when I was going through my hardest time, like when I was really depressed and suicidal, you know what I would do? I would go on a walk and I would imagine that the little me, oh my God, I have a tip for you. Maybe this will help you. Okay, so I know maybe it sounds weird. Maybe it doesn't. Tell me if any of you guys have done that. So I would go into a store and I would go into a kids department. I mean, I'm a mom, but my kids are grown now. And I would think of me, like at what age is the me inside of me right now the most scared, whatever happened. And I would go shop for clothes for that girl. Like, I kid you not, I didn't actually buy the clothes. But what I would do is I would go and I'm like, look at this, look at these shoes. Do you like these shoes? And she, inside of my head, said, yeah, that kind of matches yours. I'm like, okay, great. What about this hoodie? Do you like this hoodie? Like it's really fuzzy? And she would say yes. So you know, then what I would do, I'm telling you, like this is a real story. I would go outside of the store. I mean, I wouldn't buy anything. And I would go on a trail, on a hiking trail. And I would imagine this girl with me, but in the clothes that I just saw in the store, as if we bought the clothes. And then I would imagine her sitting on me, like on my shoulders, holding her legs, you know, like if I'm a parent. And I'm like, are you comfortable? Do you like your new hoodie? Is it cozy? And she's like, my ears are, cold. I'm like, okay, put on the hood. And I would try to match her clothing. So like, I had like this fuzzy, I really love the things that, yeah, it is very therapeutic. Please try it. It's like, it's so much fun too. You go into a store and you just make sure that people don't give you any weird looks or don't tell anybody what you're doing. If somebody asks, you just like, I'm just shopping for a present for a friend. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. I was learning how to parent myself. And then I loved it so much because I would find clothing in my, something that I owned that would be similar to what I saw. And I felt literally like a parent because I'd be like, are you warm? She's like, yeah. And I'd be like, oh my God, look at that bird. Do you see that bird? She's like, yeah, I see that. Can we come closer? Or I'm like, oh, look at that bug. Do you see that caterpillar? It's so green. And I mean, it was the most fantastic time I had. I would also go on bike rides and I would imagine she's in the back with me on the bike. Hey there. Hey, Nodi asks, if you tell me, hey, tell me your name and where are you from so I can call you out. I really love knowing what your names are. I love you. I love this too. Like, am I a psychologist? No, I'm not. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a fellow survivor, just like you guys. I just been through some shit and I learned how to get through that shit. And I'm really happy in a really good place right now. Oh, hey, Primo from Chicago. Right on. I love the name Primo. If you can tell us where that's coming from. Alan Nude. Oh, that is a beautiful name. Does it have a meaning? From Saudi Arabia. Oh, Maria from El Paso, Texas. Can I say Maria? Maria? I can say that because I'm Russian. My name is Greek, actually. Ksenia is a Greek name and it means foreigner, tourist, guest. Prima is a nickname. Gabriela. Hey, Gabriela from Bulgaria. I love Bulgaria. Pensacola. Right on. Miami. Kuwait. Holy shit. This is so cool, you guys. We're international. It means leader of the deers. Wow, that is really cool. Nayeli from Hermosillo, Mexico. Am I saying it correctly? I don't know Spanish. I know German. Ich spreche Deutsch ein bisschen. And I can, I can say like maybe a little bit. Oh, Kate from Canada. Brooklyn. Right on, Brooklyn. So you grew up in, Reed's from Zoe from Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta. I love people in Atlanta. Tennessee, New York. Holy shit, you guys. We need to have a meetup. Like one day, I really want to do like this party. Really meet everybody in person. Fuck COVID. Oh, hey, from Wisconsin. This is awesome. Saudi Arabia, some more. We got 2 from Saudi Arabia. I'm originally from Moscow, from Russia, but I've been in the US now for 20 years, 22 years, I'm not sure. Amal from Saudi Arabia. Awesome. International meetup. No shit. Yeah, exactly. Hey guys, by the way, I'm going twice live now. I've rearranged my schedule next week, so I am going live in the morning for those of you with the screwed up times in Europe. So I'm going to be live around 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific time, and then 9 to 10 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so this is the best I can do. I can't do really early morning because this is when I write. I'm writing a thriller. Texas! I love Texas. I've never been. I really want. Oh, Ecuador! Holy shit! I love that. I'm fantastic. I just went on a walk and but hold on. We're forgetting here. Questions. Oh, this is interesting. How can we move past old beliefs? Can you tell us what your name is and alignment, so I can actually talk to you by your name, and what kind of past old beliefs do you mean exactly? For me, probably the worst was to get over, we're all survivors. I know. This is a safe community. Oh, Reese. Oh, that's it. Am I saying it correctly? Reese? So, what kind of beliefs do you mean exactly? For me, you know what the worst was to overcome? That I'm not stupid. That was like, and that I'm not crazy. That what I'm remembering is correct. That was my biggest thing. Is like, it was my belief. I mean, my family told me that this was my belief. Mother wound, constant correcting and feeling unworthy. Low self-esteem, feeling like you're a little shit, like you will not amount to anything, right? Stuff like that. So It's interesting. I haven't thought about this in a long time. I don't even have that fear anymore. It's gone. But I remember it really vividly, where I would just wake up and I would think, why do I even want to get out of bed? I mean, why do I even want to continue living? Like, there is no point. I won't, nothing ever good is going to happen to me. I'm stupid. I'm wrong. Oh, no, no, no. You know what the biggest one for me was? Oh my God, you guys. Anybody can relate? I'm wrong. That's what it was. I was so terrified of being wrong, because when I tried to tell my story to adults, they told me, you're wrong. You remember wrong. No, it did not happen, they said. And you're imagining things. You're wrong. So it was not stupid. It was being wrong. Can you relate to that? It's like, it was so excruciating that my stomach would twist up. And I'm like, oh, I'm so wrong. I'm still actually... Same, right? Yeah, I'm still dealing with that, especially in the business environment. Now that I have a startup and I'm building, this community of us creative healers, it's like, it's just crazy, because I would talk to someone and I would read through the lines. Like, I get an email, I'm like, oh my God, I did something wrong. Oh my God, like, it was my biggest fear to be wrong. So, the simple answer to your question, Reese, I learned how to not give a fuck. However, you learn how not give a flying fuck of what people think about you is when you begin growing and changing. Because this is process of healing. And raise your hands, guys, if you relate to this. There's like three things that you can see in your life that indicate that you are actually healing and you're growing, like you're changing, growing in a good way. One, people who are your friends or people around you suddenly say that you got boring. You got boring, or like they don't want to hang out with you anymore. Not interesting, right? Two is that you suddenly care about your own health more than about other people's health. Okay? Great, I got raise of hands. And then three, you actually don't care so much anymore what people think about you. Like, you understand that you can't please everybody, and you completely relax and you stop trying to please people. So if you've hit all three, know that this is a really, really good sign. That means you are healing. Like, you're actually, you're the mother figure. I'll totally adopt you, Gabby. A bunch of you said, are you going to be my TikTok mom? I'll be your TikTok mom, totally. So Reese, to answer you, these are like the three things. They're like the 3 steps that will get you to the place where you're going to move past old beliefs. But you won't get there until you actually know where it's coming from. Does it make sense? So that's why I'm leading these writing classes, because for me, I healed through creative writing because I saw my patterns on paper. You have all 3, right on, that's awesome. So come and join this Saturday. I'm going to be doing a free class, how to write this out on Zoom. The link is in my bio. Go sign up. If you can't make this time, I'll try to offer another time. It's going to be 3:30 to 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're on the east side, it's okay. Even if you're in Europe, or like, it's probably early time. Yeah, you're not the only one. Yes, I'm here for you, Katrina. Absolutely. So Reese, does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Basically, you have to first know where these beliefs came from, because they're not yours. Okay, whatever you believe is not you. It is somebody who told you some shit that was not true. You know how I know? Because people who told you that stuff, they actually hung on you their own fears, their own beliefs, their own old beliefs, because they never got over them. Do you guys notice that the people who hurt you, they have never actually reached happiness in their own lives? They have never changed. Hold up. They have never changed. Do you see that? That's their tragedy. Oh yeah, you found me a few minutes ago. Welcome, Brayla. I love you. I love you so much. So, does it make sense, you guys? You just don't see that what they're telling you is not about you. Most of the time, nobody knows you intimately. I mean, some people do. Right on. I'm so happy that you get it. But most of the time, people really don't know you. So most of the shit people tell you is about them. If you will dig for it, you will really, really see that what they believe is what they believe about themselves. If they're afraid of success, they'll tell you won't be successful. If they're afraid of lying, they'll tell you you're a liar. If they're afraid of, public humiliation, then they will go ahead and tell you that this is stupid what you're doing, you're going to be humiliated. My parents still married? No. My parents hate each other so much. They divorced when I was 4, and I mean, if they saw each other, they'd probably kill each other. It's not even fun to talk about. So I want to hear back though, Reese, before I move on to the next question. Does this help? Did I answer your question? Hopefully I did. So let's see, what else do we have here? Interesting. Can you tell us more? What do you mean? To live for the stranger? Oh, your parents too? Yeah, I totally, if you can clarify, I'm bored. Yeah. What exactly do you mean? Because, so here's the truth, you guys, you can't please everybody, okay? And if you set out to please everybody, you're gonna fail. Not only will people turn against you, you will feel like utter shit. And so it's just, there's this moment when you get to this and you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore, right? But you can't do that unless you're comfortable in your own skin. And you can't be comfortable in your own skin if you don't know who you are. And you can't know who you are if you don't talk to your inner child and you say, hey, who are you? What makes you happy? What makes you afraid? You know, what makes you angry? What makes you jump with joy? Like what? You gotta dig, because guess what happens to most of us? Can you guys tell me? We forget stuff. Like the stuff is just blocked out from our mind, both the good and the bad, so we don't remember. Can you clarify some more? Like stranger, I'm not sure, maybe I understand. Yeah, so hold on, there's more. So the thing about that, you know, and I know it's like it's a fancy term now people are using, oh, talk to your inner child. I don't care what it's called. What's important is that there is this being inside of you, which is you, is still you, who is frozen in that time. When you go through trauma, it's like piece of you gets detached. And that piece is the one that's hurt, but the rest of you continues functioning. So that whoever is hurting you can hurt that other piece of you. But the rest of you can function, right? Because you have to survive. And so you kind of split. I mean, there's terms like split personality, blah, blah, blah. Again, I don't care for the terms. I'm not a professional here. I'm just telling you how I felt. So there's a little 5-year-old in you, and a little 8-year-old in you, and a little 13-year-old in you. It's like you have a whole family inside of you. So when you begin this inner child work, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, talk to the kid inside of you, right? It's not just like one-off. You're going to discover layers. There's going to be multiple of them. And one day it's going to be one age. Another day is going to be another age. One day they'll be happy. Another day they'll be screaming at you. It's just like, yeah, so it's like when you cannot find that child inside of you, you're blind. You literally don't know what's driving you because, again, it's all blocked out. It lives in here. So when you begin this work and you talk to your child, the easiest way that was for me, right, was through my books, through my stories. Like I wrote a book, like this one, for example, is about me being a teen mom, because I was a teen mom and I ran away from home, so I was homeless for a while, and it was like, this is my story. So when I wrote that, in here, I talked to the child in me, like almost in every one of my books, because it forced me to sit down, because I'm writing a book, right? So every day I would sit down from 2 to 4 hours. That's how long it took. And I would talk through my writing, right, to that child through writing, because otherwise it was weird. Like I didn't know how else to access that child. Like if you want to read the example of it, this is the one where I split into 2 characters. There is a little girl in here who's really mad, and she is my inner child. This took me 5 years to write. This is the book about me confronting my father about sexually abusing me, which is a true story. I did that on the phone. I called him, I confronted him, he admitted, and then he cut me out of his life. My whole family turned away from me. So it's like, you don't have to. I'm not telling you guys have to write books. No, that's why I'm gonna do this class every Saturday. You can do it as easily as in 20 minutes a day. That's all you have to do. But you gotta write a creative story. It cannot be journaling. It cannot be like therapy. It cannot be any of those things, because this is you writing your real shit down. That's not where the work is, because this clever brain machine it blocks out what's in here. The worst stuff is hiding in there, and you can't access it from here. Does it make sense? Like, this is really smart. It's not gonna let you go there. So it's kind of like self-therapy or self-help when you do a storytelling. Yeah, so if you've never written before, come to class. We have like a lot of people signed up now, so I don't know how many actual people. Oh, you're reading okay, look at that. Void BX is reading the book, The Body Keeps the Score. So guys, if you want me to answer your question, please type it not in the comments, but type it in the question box. Let me go and take a look. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm so happy to hear that. Like, you know, if there is anything else I can help with, like I'm asking you guys what you want me to make the videos about, anything. Oh, okay, so hold on, let me see. So how you can join, the link is in my bio. Just go click on it, and you know, there's gonna be a form. You click the button, sign up, and then you leave me your name and your email. I trusted that you're over 18 or at least close to 18, you know, because we're trying to keep it kind of adultish. It's okay if you're a little under 18. I know I told you before that I really want you to be over 18, but we had 17-year-olds join and it was fine. And it's Saturday. Download Zoom if you've never used Zoom before. It's gonna be on Zoom. Bring your journal with you. So like, you know, just a notebook and pen, or maybe you have a fancy journal, because we're gonna be writing by hand. And then the class is at 3:30 Pacific time until 5. So make sure you show up, because I know a bunch of you signed up for last week, but only 5 people showed up. You know, because you're a trigger. Your abuser thinks you don't exist because you yourself as a victim are a trigger for your abuser. And so it's again, I think I talked about this yesterday. It is traumatizing for the abuser to be next to you because they don't like to be reminded of the shit they've done. Believe it or not, most abusers, again, unless they go over the line, unless they're psychopaths, sociopaths, and serial killers, like murderers, you know, who have crossed the line and taken people's lives, those people are a little beyond help. I mean, we can help them, but as society, we're not equipped to help them. So most people who abuse you, they're really good. Like in their heart, they want to be loved. They love someone. So when they have these fits of rage, you know, that lead them to overpower you as a victim, they really don't like to be reminded of it. And that's where more abuse comes from. If you start crying or whining or making the noises or looking at them like a victim, they just want to beat the shit out of you. Anybody has been with a person like that? Why? You go like, don't you have any compassion? It's not about compassion. You're triggering them. You see? You're triggering them because they can't be this vulnerable. They hate it. And so they hurt you. It's like, it's catch-22. Like there is no way out of it. So it's like, it's sick. It is not logical, but this is how it works. Just think about it logically. It actually is logical, right? So, does that answer your question? So, let's see. So I don't, again, guys, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a professional. I have no bloody clue. I can tell you that from what I know on my experience, all of this shit, all of these labels, all of this diagnosis that we get, I could care less for it. It's really, really, really not that, you know, you don't need pills, you don't need all of that stuff, unless you really use pills as a crutch to survive. Like there's a moment in my life where I needed pills because it was really, really bad. And I don't think I would have survived without ADD pills, insomnia, like I couldn't actually function. If you're beyond that point, you know, there's just so much that's tied to actually how people treat you around you. You become enmeshed in this pattern and you believe that you have these things, but sometimes you don't. All you need to do is to be seen and be heard. You're anxious because nobody believes you. Nobody wants to hear your story, you know, like nobody wants to know what the hell is happening with you. And so you go down the spiral. Does it make sense? Like you just can't help it. So I don't know. I guess, yeah, it could be, but I guess it couldn't either. All I know that if somebody hurts you, it has effects, and it fucking sucks. And it fucking changes chemistry in your body because you have fight or flight syndrome, Okay? And so, like, all these chemicals get released in your body. And if you can't fight and you can't run away, what the fuck do you do? Where does it go? Into your muscles, into the joints, into your body. You know, on top of that, we eat shit. I mean, our diet is horrendous, what we eat. So it's like what you put in your body is fuel. Would you put like dirt in your car? No, you would put some gas, right? So if you put continuously liquid shit into your car, it will break. So the brain, this is just fat cells in bone. So it's like if you feed it sugar, it will fucking freak out because this is not how we're supposed to function. This is not how we grew up in the wilderness before we had fucking supermarkets where you can go and like load up on, you know, ice cream and soda and chips, which is just trash pretty much, right? So part of it is that too. Like, is that a cause? I don't know. The one thing I know, only one thing, which is somebody hurts you, it's gonna cost you. Like, it's an injury. It's an injury both to your brain, to your health, to your body, to everything. And I don't care for this separation, which is bullshit. Oh, you know, this is the injury just for your body. So you go for your body to one doctor, but for your mind to another doctor. Excuse me, where is your mind? It is in your fucking head. And what is that? That's part of your body. So it's like, what the fuck? Why are you treating my mind separately from my body? You know, I hate that about Western medicine. So I don't know if that was a good answer to your question, but you know, you don't really need to correct anything from your memory also because it's naturally doing that. It's not going to unblock it until you're ready. When you really are in a good place in your life, that's when it's going to come out. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Oh, you told your brother, ask him to write a book? Yay. That's awesome. Absolutely. So there's nothing to correct. That's another thing that I hate is that people say, oh, you're broken or you need to be fixed or something. You know what? When we're sick, that is just our body trying to tell us something. Like, stop telling us that we're broken. Stop telling us that we need to be fixed. Stop telling us that we need medication. Stop telling us that we need help. We don't need any of that shit. We just need to be heard. For once, we just need to be heard and seen. For once, we just need to be understood. Like, can I relate to someone? Fuck, I'm not depressed instantly. If I'm sitting there right across someone and they tell me I've been through the same shit that you've been, I feel not alone. That's all I need. You know, that's like, I mean, of course there are medical issues and there's all these things which we're not talking about here because I'm not equipped to talk about it. I'm not a professional again. But it just all comes from the same source. Like, I'm lonely because nobody gets me. And you know what? It just goes down and down the spiral until I feel so lonely and I don't feel I can get out of it. Like, I'm completely lost. So, a video about why it triggers abusers. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, let me write this down. So, how we trigger abusers. Okay, I'm writing it down. How we trigger abusers. You guys, I have like a whole list. So I have one on flashbacks, on guilt, on fear, like fear of losing people, fear of interviews, fear of just pretty much anything, insecurity, bad dreams, obsessive thoughts, children as triggers, isolating yourself, how to control emotions, and I just added how we are triggers as to abusers. Holy shit, that's like a whole 2 weeks worth of videos for the future. No, it's not bad at all. You can put your abuse in the past, and that's where it belongs, frankly, because most of the time it's in the now. That's when you have PTSD, and it fucks you up because you want to do, you know, you want to enjoy something like ice cream and be happy with friends, and then you bite into it and something reminds you of something that happened, and you just can't enjoy it. Like, your quality of life is low, right? Because every single time you're just like, Christ, can I just enjoy this one day? Like, why the fuck does it always have to be ruined? That is the price we pay because it's in the now and in the now and in the now and in the now. It's just like not, you know. So that's what you would do. If you put it in the past, then you're literally healing because it's something that, oh, try talking about healing insomnia. Wow, there's so much. Hang on, you guys. Insomnia. I'm gonna write this down. So that's where it belongs, you know, and people who abused you, they don't care. They're right now, I don't know, playing golf and enjoying themselves. And you're the one who's suffering. So fuck them. And fuck that. Put it in the past. That's where it belongs. I totally agree. Let's see here. Oh my God, there's a lot. Wow, I answered a lot of questions. You guys can actually ask more. You know, how do you correct my memory from blocking? I think I did that one. So yeah, go ahead and type more if you'd like. How much time do we have? We have another 20 minutes. Right on. Awesome. I would tell you one thing about all the questions that you guys are having is it's so unfortunate that we are not equipped as society or as families or even friends. We don't know how to help each other, right? So we really want to. Most of us, we love each other, but we don't know. And so we do all the wrong things. You know, we say the wrong things and we touch people in the wrong way. And there's only one very simple thing you can do. Just listen. Like all we need is to be listened. And do any of you have friends where somebody started talking and they just cannot shut up? Oh, hey, from Boston. How do you stay grounded? Good question. If you want me to answer your question, put it in the question box with a question mark, because then I'll pin it to the screen and I'll talk about this question. So, oh my God. I just blinked out again. I was telling you something and I got triggered. It happens to me every day. I made you a video on that. I forgot. Blank. Like a complete blank. Fuck. If you want to remind me, tell me what I was talking about. I touched something in my brain. It's just like, oh, thank you. Most people need to be heard. Thank you so much. Yeah, so so have you ever do you have that person in your life, someone who just won't shut up? Anybody? Like, you just even get tired of them? But you are also that person. Like I used to be that person. And unfortunately, it doesn't help if you get tired of them. Or if you tell them, would you please shut up? Or like, I'm tired of you constantly talking. That means that person badly needs their story heard. Yeah. And you know how people say, oh, you're such a narcissist. Or you're so selfish or egotistic. Like you only talk about yourself and blah, 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 blah. But actually, if you think about it, you know, we're quick to call people narcissists. But what are they? They're people in pain. The reason why they're so focused on themselves is because they have no room for anybody else. There's so much pain that they're holding that they don't have space for other people. Yeah, your mom won't shut up sometime. Exactly. Same thing with my mom. I can't talk to her. When I call her, guess what happens? I call her. The moment she hears me, she goes, oh yeah, so this week I read this book. And I'm just like, I can sit for an hour, 2 hours, she'd keep talking. And sometimes she's like, okay, but like, unless she asks me for money, which quite often happens. And that's it. I cannot even put a word in. She doesn't even ask me, how are you? What's going on in your life? She just gets angry if I can't send her money because right now I'm not in a good financial position because I've put a lot of money into my startup and I'm not making any money. So it's like, I can't help you, Mom, right now. Like, I can't. I want to, but I can't. So the thing is that I know why my mom does it. I feel for her. I hurt for her. I love her. I can't be with her and I can't help her right now. I'm not equipped. But she's being severely beaten, severely sexually abused by her father, by multiple men. You know, she lived a really hard life. She is a survivor as well. And she had it really badly. I mean, yes, she abused me as well. I know where it came from and I feel for her. She has never talked about it. Nobody has ever listened to her story. And so I'm the only one who actually listens. And that is why she can't shut up when she talks to me. My sister wouldn't talk to her because she's like, shut up. You know, my aunt, her sister wouldn't. Her mom died. Like there is nobody, right? And so I understand her. The thing is that I don't have room myself right now in it because when she talks, she triggers me. There's some point, so I'm protecting myself from it. But my heart is bleeding. I wish I could do more. So realizing that I wasn't the shittiest daughter in the world was what allowed me to cut her off. I'm just not in the position to help her. It's just like in the airplane. Anybody of you guys heard that, right? The oxygen mask drops. What do? You put it on yourself first. And then you put it on the child or the other person next to you. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting the oxygen mask on me. And because I have never done anything for me, and because I grew up in an abusive, violent household where people have taken from me, and frankly, they took from each other. Like, it was abusive left, right, up and down. You know what I mean? It wasn't just me. It was just a cesspool of it. I didn't even know that I could do something for me, right? I didn't. Anybody of you can relate here, right? You can, and so when I started doing this for me now, I was like, wow, what a selfish bitch I am, right? I was like, Jesus Christ. And you know, actually, my mom shamed me. She tried to tell me, she's like, well, you're supposed to help your parents when you're older. And I almost fell for it. That's why I'm not calling her often. So when you call your parent a narcissist or somebody, a partner, a narcissist, first of all, recognize you can't help them. Go away. Move away. That's the kindest you can do. Cut all relationship. There is nothing you can do until you heal yourself. Do you guys get that? You need to put the oxygen mask on yourself. I know it is tragic, but you can't help everybody. Like, your life is the only thing you have. You are the most important person in your life. Your health is the most important thing in your life. You cannot waste it on other people. You can't, okay? You're gonna die. You don't know when you're gonna die. Anybody here can give me a date when you're gonna die? Do you guys know? Are you gonna live another 10 years? 20, 30? What about 5? What about only 1 year? How do you know? You might be in an accident, whatever, you get hit by a bus tomorrow. You don't fucking know. So you can't waste a minute on that, okay? It's only when you have something to give. That is when you can help these people. Unfortunately, most of them are parents. Unfortunately, it fucking hurts like hell. But this is life. And this is your life. And you're dying by the minute. I mean, we're getting old. I just lost my tooth, right? What the fuck is that? That was a reminder for me. Girl, you're gonna be dead. I don't know when. I hope I live a long life, but who the fuck knows? I don't know. So that's an answer to your question, you know, is it bad to put your abuse in the past? No, it isn't. You should absolutely do it for yourself. This is your health. And it is more important than the health of your dad, the health of your mom. Yeah, I know, the tooth. You get that? You are more important than these people. Your health is more important than their health, okay? So you take care of yourself first. Let me go see. There's been a bunch of questions here. I can't forgive your mom. You don't have to forgive. Only forgive if you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, don't. Like, you know, and anybody who tells you you should, go tell them to go fuck themselves. No, you shouldn't. There's nothing you should. And by the way, you owe nothing to your parents. All this bullshit of, you know, I owe my parents' life. Well, you know what? They were adults and they have decided to have sex and they have decided to have a baby. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Done. Like, you don't owe anything. Okay? You don't. Unless you want to. And it also means nothing. It doesn't mean that because you're blood related. I know a lot of us grew up in cultures like that, me including in Russia. It's very much centered around the family. And you got to be part of the family. And the family is the most important thing. And blah, 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 blah. Bullshit again. No. If your family hurts you, it's not the most important thing. Get out of it. It's not your family. Okay? It's a pretend family. No, I'm not a doctor at all. So it's just, you create your own family. You create a new family. Okay? The family that loves you and supports you. How did I acquire brilliant insight? I don't know. I was fucking desperate. Just, yeah. I had to survive. So I read a bunch of books and I nerded out on it. I was like, how does a father do this shit to a daughter? Like, I could not understand my father's psyche. So I read everything I possibly could until I kind of, you know, started grasping it. So, yeah, if you want to forgive your mom, forgive. But if you don't want to, don't. Oh, just to quickly answer your question, it's at, yeah, so it's going to be every Saturday. This Saturday, it's at 3:30. So not at 3, it's at 3:30. Thank you. I'm honored when you tell me I'm better than the doctor. I mean, actually, you know why I'm talking to you guys here? I've been through 8 therapists. 8. And none of them could help me. You know, I finally found a therapist right now who specializes in childhood sexual abuse survivors. And she just called me last week that she's taking a sabbatical. I'm like, great. I just, like, you can't. It is so unique, the experience we go through. Unfortunately, it's not unique in terms of our numbers, but people are not trained to handle us. Most of them. Most therapists, here's my beef with that, okay? If I'm talking to somebody who's a therapist, okay, I want them to also be a childhood sexual abuse survivor. I want them to understand, but they don't. So how can I talk to a therapist who has never been through what I've been? Like, they don't get me. And why would I talk to them? Because I'm paying them and they're sitting there because they're paid to listen to me? Fuck no. I'm not interested, and I've tried. And you know what? Frankly, I didn't have medical insurance. I was broke. I was a single mom, out of a job. Like, I didn't have money for therapy. So it's like, I had to survive somehow, right? I guess I'm stubborn. I don't know. So, that's a good one. Because that's the only shit oh, thank you. What? I have never gotten a candle before. That is so cool. Thank you so much. What does that mean? That's awesome. You run back to your abuser because that's the only thing you know. Because some attention, negative attention, is better than no attention. You're so lonely. Did you guys watch my video where I explain about love? Go back and see. I think I did it about on February 14th for the Valentine's Day. I said you don't need anybody to love you. I can't remember now. Maybe somebody can tell Gemma. So here's a concept for you. Okay, Gemma, just imagine that you're in a house. Oh, thank you for the bucket of money or bag of money. You're in the house and you have no food. You're starving and somebody knocks on your door. You open the door and they go, hi, here's pizza. What are you gonna do? You're starving. You want that pizza. I love you so much, right back, JD, Daniela. Okay, so they go, do you want a pizza? What are you gonna say? You're like, please, can I have pizza, please? And the person goes, no, you gotta love me first. Fall to your knees. Kiss my feet. Roll around like a puppy. What are you gonna do? You will, because you're starving. Yes? Okay, now imagine a different scenario. You're at home in the kitchen. Your kitchen is chock full of food. You just ate, you're full, you're very happy. You have a knock on the door, you open up, and there's the same guy. Goes, hey, do you want some pizza? You're like, no, thanks. But it says delicious pizza. You're like, no, thank you, goodbye. You close the door. So what I'm talking to you about is self-love. The empty kitchen means you don't love yourself. Okay, so if anybody comes across you and they say, here's a little bit of love, it's shitty because I'm an asshole and I'm going to beat you. I'll give you some love, but mostly I will abuse you. What do? You kiss their feet. You come back to them because you're so starved for love, because you have no self-love. You don't love yourself. You grew up in an environment where nobody loved you, and so you go back to your abuser. Do you get that? Right? That's what you do because you don't mind them hitting you or hurting you. You're getting something out of it. But if you love yourself, your kitchen is full of food, and they tell you, here's some shitty love. You go, see ya. I don't need you. Do you see? Does it make sense, Gemma? Did I answer your question? How are we on time? I'm beginning to... Yeah, like another 5... I'll go for another 5 minutes, you guys, or so. Does it answer your question? I do hope that it kind of never helped me to forgive my abuser. I was on the point where I thought I forgave my father, and then I was mad at him again. Then I was confused. I was like, well, I should be forgiving. And then I understood that it was bullshit too. I should nothing. Like, some days I feel I forgave him, and some days I want to rip his dick off. And I want to shove it down his throat so far that he will fucking choke on it to death. That's what I want. And I'm like, fuck you. I don't forgive you. I'm angry at you today. And then 2 days go by, and I'm like, oh, my daddy. I would imagine him as a baby in my arms. I posted a video, I think, about my mom and dad holding both his babies. And I'm like, I've forgiven you. And then the next day I'm angry again. So again, it's bullshit. Because, guess what happens? People tell you should forgive. And you're like, oh, you work so hard. And then you're forgiven. And then that asshole calls you again. And you're angry again. And what do? You blame yourself. You're like, well, I've forgiven them. Why do I feel angry? Fuck that bullshit. Like, no. So I haven't found it that... Sorry to be swearing. Why? Go say fuck, fuckity fuck. You can swear as much as you want, Sinbad here. This is a safe place. We have our own rules, and if anybody doesn't like that, I boot their asses right out of here. I've blocked people before, so don't worry about it. So I frankly don't think so. I think that if you feel that you want to forgive, and if you don't feel like it, don't. What I think is helpful is for you to do what you want. for you to learn to do what makes you happy. And if forgiveness makes you happy, fuck yeah, forgive. But if it doesn't make you happy, don't. Be angry, be enraged. And fuck them if they can't take it. Especially people around you, if they can't take your rage. Frankly, if they don't, what is it, Marilyn Monroe, I think said, there was a quote that if they can't take you at your worst, they don't deserve you at your best. So just part with those people. Seriously. Yeah, exactly. You don't owe anybody forgiveness. Even if it's your parents, So, let's see. It's interesting, but I mean, I'm making videos about my abuser. I'm talking about my mom. I'm talking about my dad. I've talked about my grandmother. My aunt beat me up. My birthday was on February 6th. So yeah, you're very welcome. I'm so glad I didn't kill myself. So no, not bad at all. Why would it be bad? Again, do what you feel that you need to do to heal. Does it make sense? This is what you're doing for you. I really like this question. So finally someone's talking sense. Yeah, I do hope I'm talking sense. Sometimes I think I'm talking nonsense. You stay grounded when you begin knowing yourself. Because, thank you for the happy belated birthday. The details about the Zoom meeting, you guys, just go sign up. I have set up an automatic thingy. It will email you tomorrow with all the details about Zoom. It'll email you the link and the code to join. Don't worry about it. You're going to be taken care of. Just go. The link is in my bio. Go in there and sign up and you'll be in. And if you can't come to this Saturday, I'm going to be doing it every Saturday. So don't worry. Just go sign up. Because then, if the timing doesn't work out or something, we'll find a way to do it. I'm not going anywhere. Don't worry about anything, okay? Thank you. So, staying grounded. It's interesting, guys, if you think about English language. What does it exactly mean, grounded, right? It's almost like you're on the ground, right? So you're probably laying down and feeling the earth. So, I would say it's, again, you got to know who you are. And for that, you got to talk to the kid inside of you. And that's what you hold on to. When everything goes to shit, you guys, when you feel you feel awful, it's just disgusting, you're crying your eyes out, or you're scared, or your stomach is twisted, the one and single thing you can do for yourself in that moment is, first of all, walk away from all the screens, turn off your phone, your watch, if you have Apple Watch, or whatever, a computer, go out. And this is really important. You cannot be interrupted by anyone, okay? And when you go out, you sit down, you have a conversation with that kid inside of you. And you go, hey, what's going on? And let that kid tell you a story. And the kid can tell you, I don't know, I want a cookie. It could be totally I want to watch clouds. Whatever. And then do that thing. Please, don't label it stupid or silly or whatever. Do what that kid wants you to do for 20 minutes. Okay, I'm so happy scripture helps you. I'm not religious. I don't believe in God, so I don't pray. I don't do any of that. I just, I believe in my own ass, pretty much, and me being on the street doing things, but I totally respect your belief. So if that works for you, that's awesome. So 20 minutes, and I kid you not, you could be busy as fuck, having a high paid job, whatever. 20 minutes is enough for you not to get fired. Let's say you have a job and your manager is going to miss you. It's fine. It's not long enough for you to get in trouble. You schedule 20 minutes, walk away. Buy an egg timer, so it's not if you have a watch or the phone that constantly beeps, okay? I tried it, guys. Trust me. 10 minutes is not enough. I tried it for 10 minutes. Half an hour would be better, but sometimes our life is crazy. Half an hour I found sometimes is too long. People really begin missing you. But 20 minutes is the golden time. So this is what you do for 20 minutes. Just what your kid tells you. Why the kid? Because you remember yourself when you were happiest. Because it's when you were kids, in between those moments that shit happened, we were really happy, really carefree, and really just doing whatever the hell we wanted. There was no structure. There was no calendars. There was no meetings to miss. There was no jobs to have. There was no bills to pay. There was none of this shit that's stressful. So that's where you go. And when you go to that happy place, it can be silly. I don't know. It could be you going and stomping in puddles. Guys, I owe 3 pairs of rain boots. Anybody else here can relate? I don't need 3 pairs of rain boots. I only need 1, but I have 3. I have black ones, and then I have like this neon, I should show you probably. I have like neon kind of salmon color, neon pink, and blue, like light blue. You know why? Because I love putting them on. Because when I was a little girl, I loved going stomping in the puddles. And I go when it's raining, because Seattle rains a lot, and I just go and I just stomp. Or like it was snowing here recently, and I would do, oh, pink, right on. And I would do, I would wear these boots in the snow. They're the hunter rain boots. And I would put like thick socks, and I would just go smash in the snow, and like it would be sludgy. And there are all these people like tiptoeing, and I'm like flop, 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 flop. Because a little girl in me likes it. So it was so stupid. I'm like, oh my God, because they're expensive boots too. And I was not making, any money at the time. So I was saving, and I got this 1 pair. And then I saw this other pair, and like, I want another one. I mean, I haven't, right now, I can't afford it. My budget is just not there, but it's just like, holy shit, why? Because it's not for me. It's for the little girl, it's healthy. It's like, it's not stupid, right? Oh, you've been thinking about moving to Seattle. Well, come on. We're going to do like a little local meetup. I promised you guys I'm looking into it. Those of you here in Seattle or anywhere in the vicinity, if you're willing to drive, we're going to do a meetup, like in person. We're going to go. Oh, you want to see the boots? Okay, fine. All right. I'll show you the boots. Here are my boots. Hold on. Where's the light here? It's like really dark. Hold on, you guys. I don't know. Where the fuck is the light? I think there was a light in here somewhere. Oh, no. Okay. Well, anyway. So here are the boots. Do you see them? I don't know if you can see them. Hold on. I have to turn on the light so you can actually see this shit. Is this the light? No. Oh, yeah. I found it. Look at that. All right, so here's my boots. Okay, 3 pairs. Like, what the fuck, right? So there's the black ones. And kind of like a salmon pink color. You see those? I ordered them from UK because you couldn't buy them in US. And then like the blue. It's like this beautiful blue, like cloudy blue. Right? So that's it. These are my boots, and I want another pair. I really wanted the silver ones, and I want the white ones, but I'm like, I can't. I don't have the budget right now to spend on it, but I will, eventually. Why? Because it makes me happy. I'm not doing it. I mean, I used to. Any of you here? Oh, thank you for the gift. Any of you here? Oh, yellow. Yes, yellow. Yellow would be fun. Any of you have done this here? I used to go shop and I would buy all this shit I didn't need because actually my mom is a fashion designer, and so she loved me when I was pretty. She would make me stand really quietly and put all these dresses on me that she made. And so I did not realize that all this shopping was for me to try to make my mom love me. I spent so much money on clothes that I didn't need to. I don't care now anymore. It's in the past, and actually I ruined myself. I went, and I had a startup. I went through bankruptcy. I was in so much credit card debt. It was not funny, So now it's like, now I know exactly why I do it. And I don't go overboard, but I'm just like, if I see it, and I want it and I get it, and my girl inside is so happy. Like, she's very happy, and I just learned how to do that. So that was a really long and winded answer to your question. Rusty or 5. I actually have a character in my book called Rusty. So anyway, it's past 10, you guys. I'm gonna go retire. Holy shit, we have a lot of people here, 88 people. Did I miss anybody's question? So if I missed anybody of your questions, yes, please. Hey, that's your homework, guys. 20 minutes. Can I have a raise of hands? Anybody will commit to it like me? I am doing it every day, by the way. I'm still doing it every day. So 20 minutes tomorrow or today that you're going to start spending talking to your inner child. Just ask her, what do you like? What makes you happy? Okay? Yeah? Okay, look at that. Look at that. Yes. Little girls, little boys. We're going to form a club. Look at that. Yes. Okay, I want to hear your stories. Can you guys send me your stories? Look up, go, canoeing. Okay, I want to hear your stories. the stories that your kid is telling you. So go to my startup's website. Well, first of all, sign up for my Saturday class, but go to embryville.com and there's a contact form. Please email me the story that your inner child tells you. I want to read it. Look at that. I have so many hands. Holy shit, you guys. I love you. This is great. This is great. Okay. If you want to read my stories, just read my books, because that's for my inner child. Like, this is my most fun book. I promise you it has no horror in it. Well, a little bit, but this is fun. Rosehead, you know, it's about a rose garden that eats people, and it has a girl who's actually a ballerina and a talking dog, and they save people from these evil roses. It's really fun. So yeah, so come to Saturday class if you want to learn how to write out all of your shit into a story. I'm gonna teach you. I'll be here tomorrow. I don't know when I'm gonna go live tomorrow during the day. I have a bit of a crazy day, but I'll be here tomorrow again at 9 to... Yes, fictional stories, like talking to them. Exactly. Hey, that's what Summer Suicide, you guys said. That's exactly it. Yeah, I mean, go ahead. 20 minutes. Thank you so much for the fire. How do you sign up? Go and click on the link in my bio. You guys see the link in the bio? The link to the Zoom meeting, I'll email it to you tomorrow. I have a system set up. It will automatically send it to you, because I used to do it by hand. And it took me hours to do it by hand, and fuck that. So now I have it all set up where it's automatically gonna email you. So first you sign up, and then the system will remind you automatically tomorrow. Don't worry if you can't find it. By the way, it's better if you message me on Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram, and you can send me a message there saying, I can't find the link, or I'm lost, so I can check it. If we started or close to starting, I can guide you in there. So don't worry. I'm going to be here. Even if you miss one this Saturday, I'm going to be doing it every Saturday. Okay? So I'm going to go sleep. Go talk to your inner child. Go. And then send me the story. Please write it down and tell me what the inner child told you. Okay? I love you. I love you. I love you all to death. Thank you. Okay, good night. Good night.